Hey guys, so today we're going to read a little bit more of Out of the Dust by Karen Hesse. And like every time, we are reading with permission from Scholastic, so big round of applause to them. We are in the winter of 1935, so we've now gone through a whole year with Billy Joe, our main character. And so we're just going to see what else happens with Billy Joe in this book. So the first poem we're starting off with today is called First Rain. Sunday night, I stretched my legs in my iron bed under the roof. I place a wet cloth over my nose to keep from breathing dust, and wipe the grime tracings from around my mouth, and shiver, thinking of Ma. I am kept company by the sound of my heart drumming. Restless, I tangle in the dusty sheets, sending the sand flying, cursing the grit against my skin, between my teeth, under my lids, swearing I'll leave this forsaken place. I hear the first drops, like tapping of a stranger at the door of a dream. The rain changes everything. It strokes the roof, streaking the dusty tin, pawning a concert of rain notes, spilling from gutters, gushing from gullies, soaking into the thirsty earth outside. Monday morning dawns, cloaked in mist. I button into my dress, slip on my sweater, and push my way off the porch, sticking my face into the fog, into the moist skin of the fog. The sound of dripping surrounds me as I walk to town. Soaked to my underwear, I can't bear to go through the schoolhouse door. I want only to stand in the rain. Monday afternoon, Joy de la Flor brushes mud from his horse. Mr. Kincannon hires my father to pull his olds out of the muck on Route 64. And later, when the clouds lift, the farmers surveying their fields nod their heads as the frail stalks revive. Everyone, everything, grateful for this moment, free of the weight of the dust. January 1935. So it seems like that first rain, as the poem was entitled, it really made a difference. They said the frail stalks revived, so like they came to life. So let's see, maybe, it says first rain, so maybe Billy Joe is alluding to the fact that there might be more than one rain. They might get out of this dust bowl soon. I mean, we know in general they do get out of this dust bowl, but maybe we'll get to the end of the dust bowl in this book, I don't know. Hayden P. Nye. Hayden P. Nye died this week. I knew him to wave. He liked the way I played piano. The newspaper said when Hayden first came, he could only see grass and wild horses and wolves roaming. Then folks moved in, and sod got busted, and bushels of wheat turned the plains to gold, and Hayden P. Nye grabbed the Oklahoma panhandle in his fist and held on. By the time the railroad came in, on land Hayden sold them. The buffalo and the wild horses had gone. Some years Hayden Nye saw the sun dry up his crop, saw the grasshoppers chew it down, and then came years of rain, and the wheat thrived, and his pockets filled, and his big laugh came easy. They buried Hayden Nye on his land, busted more sod to lay down his bones. Will they sow wheat on his grave, where the buffalo once grazed? January 1935. Scrubbing up dust. Walking past a Crystal Hotel, I saw Jim Martin down on his knees. He was scraping up the mud that had dried to crust after the rain mixed with dust Sunday last. When I got home, I took a good look at the steps and the porch and the windows. I saw them with Ma's eyes and thought about how she'd been haunting me. I thought about Ma, who would have washed clothes, beaten furniture, aired rugs, scrubbed floors, down on her knees, brush in hand, breaking that mud like the farmers break sod, always watching over her shoulder for the next duster to roll in. My stubborn Ma, she'd be doing it all, and with my brother Franklin to tend to. She never could stand a mess. My father doesn't notice the dry mud. At least he never tells me. Not that he tells me much of anything these days. With Ma gone, if the mud's to be busted, the job falls to me. It isn't the work I hate, the knuckle-breaking work of beating mud out of every blessed thing. But every day my fingers and hands ache so bad, I think I should just let them rest. Let the dust rest, let the world rest. But I can't leave it rest, on account of Ma, haunting. January 1935. Outlined by dust. My father stares at me while I sit across from him at the table, while I wash dishes in the basin, my back to him. The picked and festered bits of my hand in agony. He stares at me as I empty the wash water at the roots of Ma's apple trees. He spends long days digging for the electric train folks when they could use him, or working here, nursing along the wheat, what there is of it, or digging the pond. He sings sometimes under his breath, even now, even after so much sorrow. He sings a man's song, deep with what has happened to us. It doesn't swing lightly, the way Ma's voice did, the way Miss Freeland's voice does, the way Mad Dog sings. My father's voice starts and stops, like a car short of gas, like an engine choked with dust, and then he clears his throat and the song starts up again. He rubs his eyes the way I do, with his palm out. Ma never did that. And he wipes the milk from his upper lip, same as me, with his thumb and forefinger. Ma never did that either. We don't talk much. My father never was a talker. Ma's dying hasn't changed that. I guess he gets the sound out of him with the song he sings. I can't help thinking how it is for him without Ma, waking up alone, only his shape left in the bed, outlined by dust. He always smelled a little like her first thing in the morning, when he left her in bed and went out to do the milking. She'd scuff into the kitchen a few minutes later, bleary-eyed, to start breakfast. I don't think she was ever really meant for farm life. I think once she had bigger dreams, but she made herself over to fit my father. Now he smells of dust and coffee, tobacco and cows. None of the musky women smell left that was Ma. He stares at me. Maybe he is looking for Ma. He won't find her. I look like him. I stand like him. I walk across the kitchen floor with that long-legged walk of his. I can't make myself over the way Ma did. And yet, if I could look in the mirror and see her in my face, if I could somehow know that Ma and baby Franklin lived on in me. But it can't be. I'm my father's daughter. January 1935. The President's Ball. All across the land, couples dancing, arm in arm, hand in hand, at the birthday ball. My father puts on his best overalls. I wear my Sunday dress, the one with the white collar, and we walk to town to the Legion Hall and join the dance. Our feet flying, me and my father, on the wooden floor, whirling, to Arlie Wonderdale and the Black Mesa Boys. Till 10, when Arlie stands up from the piano to announce we raised $33 for infantile paralysis, a little better than last year. And I remember last year, when Ma was alive and we were crazy excited about the baby coming. And I played at the same party for Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Joy City, and Arlie. Tonight, for a little while, in the bright hall, folks were almost free of dust, almost free of debt, almost free of fields of weathered wheat. Most of the night I think I smiled, and twice my father laughed. Imagine. January 1935. Lunch. No one's going hungry at school today. The government sent canned meat, rice, potatoes. The bakery sent loaves of bread, and Scotty Moore, George Nall, and Willie Harkins brought in milk, fresh creamy milk straight from their farms. Real lunch, and then stomachs full and feeling fine for classes in the afternoon. The little ones drank themselves into white mustaches. They ate and ate, until pushing back from their desks, their stomachs round. They swore they'd never eat again. The older girls, Elizabeth and Lorraine, helped Miss Freeland cook, and Hillary and I, we served and washed, our ears ringing with the sound of satisfied children. February 1935. Guest. In our classroom this morning, we came in to find a family no one knew. They were shy and a little frightened, embarrassed. A man and his wife pretty far along with a baby coming. A baby coming. 2 little kids and a grandma. They'd moved into our classroom during the night. An iron bed and some paste boxes. That's all they had. They'd cleaned the room first and arranged it, making a private place for themselves. I'm on the look for a job, the man said. The dust blew so mean last night, I thought to shelter my family here a while. The 2 little kids turned their big eyes from Miss Freeland to their father. I can't have my wife sleeping in the cold truck, not now, not with the baby coming so soon. Miss Freeland said they could stay as long as they wanted. February 1935. Okay, so that's where we're gonna end today. It's kind of crazy to think that the dust blew so bad. You kind of think Billie Jo she might be thinking of her mom when they're talking about that, because her mom was once pregnant too. And you know, that's the main thing. They wanted to keep their wife safe. So Billie Jo is probably thinking about her mom keeping her safe in that instance as well. Okay, thanks for listening today, guys.